Assalamu alaikum everyone. Today I'll be presenting the topic Memorandum of Association versus Articles of Association and also explaining the key contents of Memorandum of Association. First we'll start with difference between Memorandum of Association and Articles of Association MOA versus AOA. To start with, the Memorandum of Association or MOA is considered the charter of the company. It defines the company's scope of activities and its relationship with the outside world. It tells us what the company can and cannot do. On the other hand, the Articles of Association AOA deals with the internal rules, regulations, and day to day management of the company. In simple words, we can say MOA governs external relations while AOA governs internal relation. Another key difference is that the MOA is difficult to alter because it sets the fundamental limits of the company. However, the AOA can be changed more easily through special resolutions. Okay, moving towards Memorandum of Association. The MOA is the most important document required at the time of incorporation. It is submitted to the registrar and acts as a constitutional document of the company. It defines the powers, limitation, and legal identity of the company. It shareholders, creditors, and even public rely on the MOA to understand what the company is authorized to do. The Memorandum of Association consists of six major clauses: the name clause, registrar office clause, object clause, liability clause, capital clause, and subscription clause. Moving towards name clause. The name clause specifies the legal name of the company. The name must contain suffixes like limited, private limited, or SMC private limited, depending on the company type. The name must not be identical to any existing company, cannot be deceptive or offensive, and must not employ, you can say, government association without SECP approval, Security Exchange Commission of Pakistan. Registered office clause. The registered office clause indicates the city and provides where the company's registered office is located. This determines legal jurisdiction, taxation authority, and where all official notices will be delivered. Object clause. The object clause is one of the most important parts of the MOA. It defines the primary business activities the company is allowed to engage in. This ensures the company does not act, you can say, ultra vires, meaning outside its legal powers. If a company operates in a regulated sector requiring a license, it must mention that activity clearly in the clause. Moving towards liability clause. The liability clause explains the extent of the liability of the company's members. In a company limited by shares, members are only liable for the unpaid value of their shares. If a company is limited by guarantee, members contribute a specific amount only at the time of winding up. In unlimited companies, the liability is unlimited. This clause helps creditors understand the financial risk involved. Capital clause. The capital clause states the authorized shares capital of the company and how it is divided into shares. It sets the maximum amount of capital the company can raise by issuing shares. This clause is essential for investors, valuation, and financial planning. Subscription clause contains the names, addresses, and signatures of the first shareholders. These subscribers agree to take at least one share each, depending on the company type. A public company requires at least 3 subscribers, a private company requires at least 2, and a single member company needs only 1. These individuals become the very first member of the company upon incorporation. This concludes my presentation. Thank you for listening. If you have any questions, I would be happy to answer them.